Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolina and today I have a little bit of a different video, a little bit of a sad video because last week I found out that Shein has been selling my sewing pattern as an actual top. They used my photos and my face on their website. And the sad part is that I also found it on Amazon and Temu. And that top on Shein has over 1,000 reviews and some of them they're dated March 2025. That's over a year ago. I never thought I'm gonna have crying video on YouTube. So this week has been a lot. It's been a bit tough because first of all, I had my patterns being stolen and sold on Etsy or somewhere else, but I never had anything on that scale. I filled out the form on the Shein website. Yes, they have a specific form on that because nothing screams a legitimate company more than infringement page next to contact us. So because there is nothing that I can actually do at this point, I feel a bit powerless. I cannot record a video if I cry every 5 minutes. Okay. I think why particularly it hit me really hard because Shein is one of the companies that I absolutely despise with my whole being. I hate fast fashion and everything that company is. So to have my face on there and to have my work being on there, as somebody who makes sewing patterns for a living and having this small community who focuses on making their own clothes and not support fast fashion, to have your work being stolen by fast fashion, it's like, I don't know, punch in the gut for me. So that was last weekend. Today we're here. I still haven't heard back from them. My top is still on the website, my face is there, my photos are there. I thought I'm gonna make a video tutorial when I'm gonna make a Vanessa top, kind of also encouragement for you to make a Vanessa top if you want to try it, and also to take my mind off it. I'm gonna make the top along with you. I hope you're gonna enjoy this video and I highly encourage you to make your Vanessa top along with me, and let's get on with the tutorial. Okay, so I'll show you the fabric choices. I have my pattern over here. It's a picture that I drew a long time ago, and then I was thinking about those two fabrics to make the Vanessa top. I also made it in this butter yellow color. They listed this top in like 5 or 6 colors and one of them was in butter yellow, and I posted a reel when I say that I didn't realize of how beautiful it looks in butter yellow color. It's true, it looks so beautiful, so that's why I made that top, kind of like a middle finger to Shein as well, and to make myself feel better. For this one I had 2 fabrics that I was thinking. One is this beautiful blue. It's crepe fabric, so flowy. Yeah, perhaps I won't use this one because I already made a top and a skirt, so it might be a bit too much for the variety, so I'm gonna put it back. So as you can see, the Vanessa top has this really cute ruffle at the bottom, and then for this fabric, since it's so thin, I was thinking of either doing a lettuce hem finish, but I'm gonna test my overlooker to see how it looks like. And also because it's kind of classy, I don't know if the raw hem is gonna fit the style of the top. Also, another thing, on the Vanessa top, the original pattern, I don't know if you can see really well, but the back is kind of low, if you can see. When I made this yellow top, I extended the back a little bit, so it's a bit higher, so I can wear a thicker bra. And I'm gonna do the same for the blue one. I'm also gonna extend this back panel just by like 2 centimeters. So that's all the information, and let's start with the tutorial. Okay, so I'll start by cutting out pieces in this my tiny little space. This top, it's made out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. It's so simple. If you're a beginner, I would highly recommend you to try it. It's incredibly simple to make. Right now it's 1:20. I'll tell you when I finish what time it is so we can see how long did it take me to make this top, including the cutting as well. I have all of my pattern pieces cut out. I have my front panel, back panel, 2 frill pieces, and I have my strap. Why is the bobbin still so little? How? Why is it not twice the size so we don't have to change it every hour? Okay, it's time for a story time. I don't know if many people know, but I used to study fashion design in Manchester. That's when I graduated. And then after graduating, I was working in the industry, first for handbags and then for clothing. And one of the online stores that the company that I was working for was supplying was Shein. So that's a little backstory for you. They mostly would buy clearance or something that is from past seasons. Anything they would buy was about the price. Okay, so let's start with the strap. I'm gonna fold the piece in half and then sew it together with that 1 centimeter seam allowance. It's a very thin fabric. I will not cut off any seam allowance. Then I'm gonna use a loop turner to turn it to the other side. For the ends, I'm just gonna fold them inside and then top stitch. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just gonna press it under the iron, but I'm gonna do it later when I have more pieces to press. And that is your strap ready. It was so fast, honestly, it didn't take long at all. Okay, let's start with the front panel. On the front panel, on the armholes, there's many ways on how to finish them. Because I'm using such a light fabric, I really don't want to stretch it, otherwise it will stretch in this area, which is really already prone to stretching. And this top doesn't have any darts for many reasons. First of all, I'm personally not a fan of darts. I know they're useful, I know they shape, but in this design when there is a ruffles at the top and there's ruffles here, I don't think it's quite necessary. So let me test my overlocker machine as well. Yep, that looks great. Honestly, one of the best investments in my life is the overlocker machine. This machine is gonna make sure that the things that you make are gonna last, which I don't think you can put a price on that. This is like the holy grail for me. Okay, so let's overlook the seam allowance of the armholes. And then I'm just gonna fold the edges. I'm gonna fold them twice. I'm not gonna stretch that area because it's already prone to stretching. I'm just gonna fold it once and then twice and sew it together. Yes, it looks so beautiful. I'm gonna show you. Okay, welcome from the other side. I'm gonna show you how it looks. And those are the edges. So beautiful. I think it turned out really well. Okay, then fold the top edge first by 1 centimeter and then once again 4 centimeter. So now that I have my top edge folded, to create a channel for the strap, I'm gonna top stitch it together. It's better to start slow at the beginning, especially if you work with a light fabric. That way the machine can work properly and that foot at the bottom can really feed the fabric. And that's our front piece, almost ready. How beautiful does it look? So now that our front piece it's ready, it's a time for a story time. There's one story that's stuck with me from that point, and without saying any names, of course, we had a client who was a big UK online brand and they wanted to release an eco-friendly collection of clothing. They wanted to pack their clothing into like those green poly bags. Poly bag is polyester bag. It's what you use to pack the clothes straight from the factory so then you can ship them. The factory that we were working for, that was based in China, they had their own packaging, which was like clear see-through one. It was just how they were working. They could just only use their own. And because that brand really wanted to have the eco-friendly vibe, at the end, the factory in China shipped all of the clothing in the clear packaging to UK. And in UK, we repacked them into green. They actually double the waste. Clothes were already packed and we just repacked them into the green ones so they look more eco-friendly. Things like this are just so normal, but abnormal for me. I just cannot get behind it. It's just like, what's the purpose? We are missing the point. And yeah, that's one of the stories that stuck with me. And I'll never forget it. Now we're going to work on the back panel. This is the back panel. I'm going to overlook the top edge just as we did before, and then I'm going to fold it to create the channel for the elastic. Then we're gonna have to insert the elastic into the back panel. The elastic that I have, it stretches like crazy. Do you see this? This is the amount that I have. That's how much it stretches. 19 centimeters. I feel like that's more than enough for the back panel. When I stretch the elastic around my back, it's just perfect. I'm gonna use a loop turner and insert it into the channel. Then grab the elastic on that end. And then I'm just gonna secure the elastic on both ends. So that's the back panel, and I think it's so crazy how much it stretches. The ruffles are so pretty and the fabric doesn't seem see-through at all. So now moving on, I'm gonna join my front and back pieces together. Cute. So the top starts to have a shape. Okay, so now we have to do the same thing but with the ruffles. Okay, perfect. That's the frill. And now I'm just gonna join the frill and the top at the waist. Okay, so I'm gonna start by matching the side seams. Perfect. And then I'm gonna overlook the seam allowance. Now, this is you have to be very careful over here because you don't want to cut through the fabric. If you do, it would have been so hard. Really good. Oh, it almost looks ready. Eesh. So one, we have to insert the strap, but that's right at the end. And then we have to sew the elastic to the waist. But first, I really want to finish the hem. I just removed the cutting tool from here. See if I can do the lettuce hem and how it's going to look like. You know what I just thought? This is just too Shein. This is just too low quality. With this such a good of a fabric, I won't do that. So I'm just gonna put back my cutting tool. Yeah, let's do the roll hem. We're not Shein, we care about quality here. Let's go. For the hem, I'm just gonna overlook it so then I can double fold it. It's just much faster this way. And then I'm just gonna go over to the sewing machine and double fold it. Speaking of quality, a story time. When I was at university, I had one teacher which was called Mrs. O'Brien. She probably had no idea of how much impact she had on me, but she was our technician that she helped us with the sewing machine and she was teaching us how to sew, and it was one of my favorite classes. It was just hers. She had magic hands. I don't know how many times somebody gave her something that was absolutely ruined. You know, like absolutely smushed, stitched all together, mismatched, and then she magically with her two hands would undo everything, and then perfectly with her perfect nails, she would just sew it all together so nicely and so neatly that I wanted to be like her. The reason why I'm such a perfectionist is because of my personality, for sure, but also because of her, because I wanted to be like her. It was just a pure perfection. She could fix everything. I hope she's doing okay. I really wish her really well. Starting is the hardest. Once you keep going, it's fine. I really need to focus on moving my machine as close to me as I can. This is for you, Mrs. O'Brien. I'm trying to do it perfectly. Now, as the last step, I have to sew the elastic to the waist. But before I do that, I have a little bit of a story time. So as you already know, I was working in the industry, working in a wholesale company. My job was to be e-commerce assistant. So I was taking care of the website, so photographing the products, adding them to the website, writing descriptions. As I was working in this company, I had my blog, which was called Tint of Mint. And the story of my blog is that I started my blog at a very young age. I would upload there all the posts about what I've made. I usually would go to like secondhand stores and search through the baskets and then fix it at home or like make it smaller or add my touch. And that was the blog. As I moved forward, obviously with my fashion school, I got more skills and more knowledge. So then when I started to make my own clothes, I made this one top. When I posted this top on my blog and on Pinterest, it kind of blew up. And then I got one comment, would you release the sewing pattern for it? And I thought, actually, why not? And then I released my first pattern and then it kind of blew up. People loved it so much and I got so many orders and people were going on my blog and looking at other things that I made and asking for more patterns, and I started to just add more. And yeah, then I was kind of doing my sewing patterns on the side while still working full employed, and then at one point I just thought I'll just commit and I'll quit my job and start to do it full time, and that was 6 years ago. Okay, long story short, because I'm being distracted. But like I said, this elastic stretches like crazy. And so everybody's gonna be different. It's 41 centimeters. I start by doing a back tack stitch. I feel like I'm so focused, I don't want to talk. I cannot believe we're almost done. So now you can obviously see the elastic on the inside, and the tutorial I think that I released with this top is that I kind of sandwich it in between. There's many ways to do it. There's obviously faster one and slower one. This is definitely fast, but obviously you see that elastic on the inside. But I personally don't mind it. Let me show you how much it stretches. Crazy, right? And then as the last step, we're just gonna put them together. We're almost at the end. I'm so happy that I picked this color. Are you kidding me? It looks like a sky. And then as the last thing, I'm gonna insert the strap into the top. Be very careful over here if you're using this tool, not to pull any threads. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's very thick when I grab it and just feed it through the channel. Isn't it so cute? And it's almost 3 p.m. It's 2:50. I'll say 1.5 hours to make it, including cutting, including everything, and also including a lot of talking and blabbing. So bear that in mind as well. Right. Okay, how cute did it turn out? It looks so amazing. I'm sorry, but I'm wearing a swimsuit underneath, so perhaps it looks a bit chunky. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I don't know what to say. I'm so grateful for the support and for every single comment and every single message. I see everything, and I see and I read, and I try to reply to everything as well. And thank you so much. And if you made your Vanessa top, then congratulations. Feel a bit overwhelmed. I'm not sure what else to say. Obviously the situation is not ideal. While I'm trying to stay positive, there's so many anger inside, and I don't know what to do with it, and the situation's still not resolved, which sucks. I don't know if I can even say that on camera, but it sucks. And I'll definitely keep you updated of where this goes. I hope my products are going to be removed from the website and my pictures are going to be deleted from the website. It's such a huge machine that it feels so hard to stop. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully a better one. Bye!